Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm a little bit saddened by the article that I found, and it's an article that really gets me thinking that maybe this guy, Joseph Biden, is worse than I thought. And not worse, I don't know. I'm just going to read you this article, and you tell me because I can't really make sense of these decisions. This article comes from Market Insider and it's from today, the um, July 6th, and this is the title. Over 5 million barrels of US reserve oil were exported to Asia and Europe last month as domestic refineries ran at full capacity. Over 5 million barrels of US reserve oil were exported. So when you have reserves for your country, what that implies. So let's say you have reserves for, I don't know, for the Third World War or for survival, whatever calamity. Why do you have the reserve? For your use, for your family's use. Well, you sell it. Someone made sure that those reserves are there in case we need it. We need it to sell it to what? To make money? Is that what it is? Could be. That means you run a big deficit somewhere. And again, but let's see what the reason here. So it says here that the Biden administration has been tapping the reserves to try to bring down fuel prices by putting on the market. Good. The exports follow similar shipments in April when ships went to Europe to replace Russian oil. More than 5 million barrels of oil from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve were exported to Asia and Europe last month, Reuters first responded. I think the reserves from Texas are exactly 714 million barrels. 714 I said? Yeah, I think 714. So all right. Among the shipments were two cargo ships carrying 560,000 barrels each from Atlantic Trading and Marketing, part of France's Total Energies, according to Reuters. And Phillips 66, the fourth largest oil supplier in the U.S., sent about 470,000 barrels from a storage facility in Texas to Trieste, Italy, where a pipeline feeds refineries in Central Europe. The exports from similar shipments of strategic petroleum reserves crude in April were when three ships went to Europe to replace Russian oil. Overall, U.S. oil exports have been surging since Russia invaded Ukraine in February as Western countries and companies turn away from Russian supplies. While gas prices typically follow oil prices, which are set by global markets. Yes, set by global. U.S. refineries have been a key bottleneck. So the Biden administration has been releasing oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to try to lower fuel prices. Releases are at a record pace of roughly 1 million barrels a day, bringing the stockpile to the lowest level since 1986 in June. They said when they started taking 1 million barrels a day, they said it's going to be for 6 months. So make a calculation, what? 6 months, right? Multiply it with roughly, I don't know, I would say 30 days a month, right? And you get with what? You get 180 days, right? 180 days, then you go with 1 billion barrels. That's how many? 180 million barrels. 180 million barrels out of 714 or 16, 14, I think it was. Early this last month, the average gallon of gas in the U.S. climbed to a record high of $5. Gas prices have been coming down for the past 3 weeks, though they remain elevated. and oil prices have fallen amid fears of recession and a rising dollar. I'm quoting here an expert, an analyst. Crude and fuel prices would likely be higher if the SPR releases hadn't happened, but at the same time, it isn't really having the effect that was assumed. Matt Smith, a Kepler oil analyst, told Reuters. Okay, maybe they somehow they help releasing that on the market, but that those strategic reserves have a bottom, you know. And when they're going to reach that bottom, what are they going to do? Um, See, it's nevertheless using those strategic oil reserves are strategic. That's why they're called strategic. Is that we are in such a crisis that we have to use the strategic reserves. Those are in case of war, in a high crisis. Are we at war? Not that I know of. Are we in a crisis? They say no, but this move, what other move can be? Is it because they want to personally, as is a problem between Biden's, I don't know, ethos and Putin? Is there a problem with this? Because this guy Biden seemed to. I heard him speaking about Putin a few times, and I will not forgive him. I will not say, okay, he's old and he doesn't know what he's saying and so on. I mean, you are a public figure and you're on top of the top. So I'm not going to cut you any slack. You are over there. If you feel like you shouldn't be, then you get out. So if you are over there, I will hold you to the level of the person holding that office. So if you're the president of the United States or the president of the so-called uh, free country and blah, 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 then I expect it to be smart, fast, energetic, courageous, and all that. Not charisma, and he doesn't have a charisma either. He's barely alive. I would sometimes don't know if he's alive or not. But nevertheless, maybe temporarily when you inject him for about, he's got like 45 minutes, put him up, and then get him back in 35 minutes. Out, out, out. He's losing it. So I don't know if this guy has a problem with Putin. Personally, I heard him talking about him like Putin is his I don't know, nemesis or something, which I would not put them in the same category, obviously, and I would not say why because I don't want YouTube to tell me that. I will leave it like this, like Biden is the good one, the smart one, and the other one is this. That. I don't know. Nevertheless, it's just I don't know who makes these decisions to. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. We'll find out when are we going to replenish those resources ever, ever. They're going down. It's been like what 2 months almost, more than 2 months I think since they started tapping that. So we have at least what 60 million barrels out. Good luck. Okay, that's almost 10% gone. All right, we'll find out. Thank you very much. In 2 months. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.